The Nets have lost 2 in a row. Meanwhile, the Knicks have won 2 in a row. Now I want to bring in our resident New York fan, the one who's actually loyal. That would be Stephen A. Smith, not Max Kellerman, who jumped ship and moved to LA and, became a Lakers fan. You might as well become a Cowboys fan, too, while you're at it, Max. Stephen A., I'll come to you first. Are you impressed with the Knicks? Are you excited about them?
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Max Kellerman, that's right. I'm very excited. Max, that's right, Max. I don't know if you've noticed, but over the last 5 games, the New York Knicks have won 4 of their last 5. But the Brooklyn Nets have lost 4 of their last 5. Let me tell you something, Max Kellerman. I know the Brooklyn Nets got all the talent. I get it. They got all the talent. But I'm watching Julius Randle here. 22, 11, and 7 on 50% shooting, 40+% from three-point range. He's playing like an all-star. That's right, I said it, Max. Julius Randle is playing like an all-star. This could, right? I mean, did you see Austin Rivers? He's shooting about 46% from three-point range. He's come off the bench, hit some big shots Saturday night against Indiana, hit a couple of big shots last night against Atlanta. Atlanta's no scrub. In the 4 of those 5 victories, they beat Milwaukee for their first win of the season. Obviously, they beat Cleveland. They beat Indiana, a playoff team. Atlanta has looked pretty good, but struggled against those New York Knicks, who, by the way, Atlanta beat Brooklyn. Now we get to the Brooklyn Nets. Max, KD's averaging 28. He's KD. We all know he's all-world. Kyrie's averaging 26. I'll tell you what I noticed about Brooklyn. I see Kyrie shooting more shots than KD. I see Kyrie shooting definitely more in the fourth quarter than KD. And I see a team that's struggling defensively. And we've got analysts, not me, but we've got others that have called the Nets soft. Plus, you ain't going to have Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, you still got Karis LeVert because that brother can play. But the bottom line is this. There's some trouble in Brooklyn. So it's entirely plausible, Max. It's entirely plausible that the Brooklyn Nets can win 45-plus games out of the 72-game regular season, go to the postseason, and still have a disappointing year because they didn't go to the finals. But the New York Knicks can end up winning about 36 games, being a 500 team, making it to the playoffs, and guess what? They'll be looking up. They've got an upside because nobody's expecting anything from them. I'm just looking at the Knicks right now. As hard as he's got them playing, the way that they're competing, I'm pleased, Max. And I wanted to say that. As a native New Yorker and a New York Knicks fan, I am very pleased thus far with the job Tom Thibodeau and his coaching staff has done. I'm happy.
You know, like when you look at the Knicks, why have they been so bad for so long? And I blame Dolan, right? But in fact, Stephen A., I blame you. And I blame people like you. You're sitting here because the Knicks won a couple games? Because they're playing hard? You say you're more excited about them than the Nets? Let me encapsulate this for you, okay? One team, the Knicks, if they keep this up, will be competing for the play-in, not the playoffs, the play-in game. The other team, the Nets, will be competing for a championship. Losing Dinwiddie stinks. Because with Dinwiddie, LeVert, Harris, Kyrie, and KD, that's the most unguardable, by far, starting 5 in the NBA. Losing Dinwiddie hurts, although I always thought he should have been off the bench and LeVert should be in the starting lineup. Nevertheless, the Nets have their 2 main pillars still. And they will be just fine. You're right, just fine may be underachieving. It may be not winning enough playoff series, but that's where they're heading. The Knicks, meantime, Stephen A., Thibodeau's going to get these dudes to play hard. We already knew that, especially the first couple weeks of the season. Are they still going to be playing hard at the end when they're burnt out, or are they young enough with fresh enough legs to keep it up? Because we know Thibodeau is a demanding coach. He's a very good coach, but he's demanding. And the criticism has been, and I don't think it's been unfounded, some of those teams get worn down by the end. Not everyone is Jimmy Butler.
True.
We'll see. If they don't, They'll be competing for a play-in game, and you have the nerve, what do you call it? The unmitigated gall to come on national television and come out here and talk about you're more excited about the Knicks than the Kyrie Irving, KD
No, I didn't say
Nets.
that. I didn't say more excited. I said I'm very pleased with the Knicks, number one. Number two, I've never talked about the Knicks with the championship.
이번에 준비한 영상 시청해주셔서 정말 감사하고 앞으로 더 흥미롭고 유익한 NBA 내용으로 돌아오겠습니다. 영상 재밌게 보셨다면 구독과 좋아요 부탁드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.